Very well. What is Arsenal's midfield up for grabs? Well, let's see what happens. Before confirming any news, let's just talk about the news that we have. First of all, it's Joe Willock. Well, what about Joe the Blow Willock? So it looks like Willock is initially likely to return to Newcastle on loan. There is still work to be done, and Mikel Arteta has to give the green light. But for now, according to telegraph.co.uk and Telefootball, or probably they are the ones, Newcastle are close to finalising a deal that will see Joe Willock return to the club, but it is merely a loan deal. Now, there's a big update that Mikel Arteta would actually make sure that Arsenal are wary of agreeing a permanent deal for Joe Willock. They're hesitant that they don't want to send Joe Willock on a loan or on a permanent spell anywhere at this stage of time. So they could even offer Joe Willock a new contract and then send him out on loan. I think that would be a really good option that one should do right now, considering Joe Willock's recent exploits and talent. So Kieran Tierney is back, ladies and gentlemen. There's one man that I wanted back in that training ground, and that's the first one of the left backs that I'm really placing my bets to be the best player next season for us. Well, not just us, best player in the league as well. So Kieran Tierney is back in training, and this is what he shared on his Instagram stories, that he's running and he's back in training. Couple of images that he shared, and of course Arsenal shared this image with the caption, "Back in Scotland, back with the Arsenal, welcome home KT." For him it was easy, cut short his vacation, and of course come to Scotland. He's already in Scotland, wasn't he? Crazy stuff to see. Well, of course, sharing his images back in training with Arsenal. It's really great to see him back, and I hope that he joins the team and gets that defense together. It was all over the place against Hibernian. Anyways, moving on to Robert Pires on Instagram has actually shared an image with Patrick Vieira. Yes, I'm so sorry for the zoomed up image. So Robert Pires shared this with the caption, "Happy to see you, my captain. Good luck for your new challenge." Of course, as you guys know, Patrick Vieira is the new head coach or manager at Crystal Palace, while replacing Roy Hodgson. I hope it works really well for him, even though I strongly believe that he's got something really special up his sleeves. He's done a really decent job at, I think the best job that he did managerial wise was at OGC Nice. So I hope I get to see some decent tactics, and him outsmarting Arteta would be really, it would be a very good battle to see. Moving on, and especially the whole Daniel Ek thing, where he wants more accountability and he would want more from the owners. Yeah, I think it would be a really fun. It would be fun to watch, like KSC versus Patrick Vieira. Just joking. Moving on. So Tony Adams on Bukayo Saka says, "I think that kid is going to be a superstar. He already is a superstar, and he can be very proud of himself. He had a fabulous tournament." Well, Bukayo really had a fabulous tournament. But I really want to say, I think in a tournament wherein you got to fight for being the best, Donnarumma was as cold as an iceberg, man. Wow, the penalty saves, no reaction after saving those penalties, man. Gianluigi Donnarumma, crazy. Well, Foreign Balogun shared this image with Emil Smith-Rowe and Maitland-Niles with the caption, "Pre-season, trust me." Oh my god, he's the best bang for that centre forward role. He's definitely the future of Arsenal, and I think it was the best thing to do. Give him a new contract and give him the boost that he was knocking the door for. He was ready for the big challenge, and of course I still believe that he's got more to offer next season for us. So according to Corriere dello Sport, Roma continue to say no to the 20 million euros what Arsenal want for Granit Xhaka. Now people have actually suggested that why take the money, Arsenal, but it's actually not the case, because Arsenal are stalling and because Granit Xhaka wants the deal to get done, and so does Jose Mourinho. Well, according to calciomercato.it, Roma is preparing to raise its offer to 18 million euros to sign Granit Xhaka. Roma wants to finish the deal before today and tomorrow. The player is ready to cut his vacation in order to be at Mourinho's disposal. Now that's the reason that he would want to come back, and he would want to come back quickly than before. So Granit Xhaka adds more value into that 11 for Jose Mourinho, and more importantly, it's really great to see Granit Xhaka wants a different challenge, and of course he wants to play under Jose Mourinho. I still believe Serie A would be a very, very good pace for him, and so does for Hector Bellerin as well. we're going to talk about him in this episode as well. But still, great move. But because Arsenal are stalling, Roma are ready to offer more. They want the player and they want to get this deal done within a couple of days' time. So I think it's your move, Roma. Pay the money and take your player. It's as simple as that. Cuff up the money. You guys are really acting like stingy Scrooge McDucks, even though you don't even have 10% of what Scrooge McDuck used to own. Moving on, according to Ekrem Konur, Arsenal have given Sassuolo the best financial offer for Manu Locatelli. Locatelli, however, wants to play for Juventus. I've literally heard this for a million times now. Well, Rossi has no choice but to sign with Juventus. Edu Gaspar will give a speech to convince Locatelli. So it all depends upon Edu Gaspar's phone call to Locatelli if he's able to convince the Italian to join Arsenal. Now, I think for real, I think Locatelli going to Juventus is not a bad deal because he gets Champions League football. Plus, he's definitely going to be with a team that is bankrupt. Would want to share would want to sell their shares to be in business, and also cannot even afford Cristiano Ronaldo a new contract. Understandable, but he wants to go there because he doesn't want to challenge himself. He's already open to the fact that he would love to go to the Premier League, but right now his heart is still to be at Italy and develop more as a player. But I think it's quite convenient. That's still your comfort zone. Come to Arsenal to challenge yourself. Of course, we would need more players like you, but of course, let's see how things will turn out to be. So moving on, Arsenal do not want to send Hector Bellerin out on a loan with an option to buy and have rejected Inter's approach and bid. Arsenal will only send him on loan if there is an obligation to buy, and the price tag that Arsenal have put in for Hector Bellerin is definitely that number 2 on his jersey with a 0 on the right hand side. So it's 20 million euros is what Arsenal seek for Hector Bellerin, and I think that's a fair price for Hector. It really is a fair amount of price, and I don't think so. I think the arm twisting won't work, and I think Arsenal are doing the right thing. But the problem is that it's costing Arteta his patience levels, because you've got to understand that team is really, really not even good to be in the top 10. With Xhaka trying to move away, Hector Bellerin trying to move I think Hector can definitely join Inter Milan by the end of this month as well, and so does Xhaka. But that leaves us with a big hole in that right back role. So it's worsening the team. Imagine, I'm telling, the worst players needs to go, or the players that really don't add up too much to get the value that Arsenal should be at the top 4. They're not the quality ones to get Arsenal there. And if they go, we're still falling. And that's the free fall that we don't want Arsenal to get into at the moment. So moving on, as I already mentioned a few months back, where Arsenal were really suggesting, or probably even last month, that I mentioned that there's a goalkeeper that Newcastle are really not into at the moment, Freddie Woodman, if you remember that. So Woodman, according to John Donahue, Woodman had initially joined up with Newcastle for pre-season training, but posted this update that he's in London at the moment, Freddie Woodman. So the rest of the team are at a training camp in York, while Woodman appears to be in London. Now, strange to say, why is that happening? Well, it's pretty much clear that he's not in the plans of Newcastle. That could be the reason. And also, Miles Stafford says that, understand Freddie Woodman is not in Steve Bruce's plans for the coming season, though I hope he still has a long-term future at Newcastle. A few clubs are interested in him this summer, and one of the clubs alongside Manchester United is Arsenal. So he's a good talent, Freddie Woodman. While he's not in York with his Newcastle teammates amid speculations over his future, ShieldsGazette.com has come up with that update as well. So Freddie Woodman, not a bad shout. Well, according to Fede Nerazzurra, he says that Hector Bellerin agrees to 5-year, 3.5 million. I've already mentioned this before. So here's another website that backs this claim that Hector Bellerin has agreed a 5-year contract with Inter Milan, 3.5 million euros. Well, of course, he's earning more than that at Arsenal. He's taking a pay cut to go join Inter Milan, and the negotiations with Arsenal is going on. So you don't know what to believe. For now, it's pretty much clear that Arsenal are not going to be arm twisted, and they're not going to reduce their price tag for any of their players to be sold. So for now, yeah, I think that's how Arsenal should react. And the way some Arsenal fans are reacting, that's not how they should react. at the moment. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, Awar or Locatelli, let me know in the comments. With the possibilities are endless when there is Locatelli is involved because we have the money. If we don't get Locatelli, of course, our eyes are on Awar. So for me, I think first line of attack should be towards Locatelli, and our second target would be Awar in that space. So let me know in the comments what do you guys feel about it. Awar or Locatelli? If we don't get Locatelli, is Awar the best bang for our bucks? Let me know in the comments. Cheers, I'll see you in the next one.